Hey guys, this is WWE Superstar Charlotte Flair, and you're listening to WellsMania Podcast. Woo!
Woo! Thank you, Charlotte Flair, as always, for the liner. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of WellsMania Podcast on YouTube. I am your host, the Kyle Wells. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at WellsMania. Like me on Facebook at WellsMania. I do it for the gram. Lots of cool pictures, random pictures on the Instagram at WellsMania. And subscribe to my channel right here on YouTube. That's right, you guessed it, at WellsMania. Thank you all so much for tuning in and running wild with me right here on episode 7. And if you're brand new, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And if you are a down since day one WellsMania fan, as always, you know I love you. Thank you all so much. Big episode ahead of us. A super mega episode. Don't worry. I'll get to WWE Super Show-Down and my predictions here in just a second. By the way, Super Show-Down, live from Australia, Melbourne, Australia, this Saturday. And for me, for a lot of us here, it's on Eastern time, so that means it's going to be kicking off at 5 a.m. my time. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's probably a good chance that I'm not going to wake up. And there's even a greater chance that I'll probably miss the entire show. So I've decided that Friday night, I'm going to pull an all-nighter. That way, I don't miss any of WWE Super Show-Down. And I'll just, when the show's over, I'll just go to bed and I'll sleep away most of my Saturday. I got nothing to do. But that's the way that I'm going to roll. What are you going to do? Tweet at WellsMania. Let me know. Are you going to wake up and hope that you wake up for the show? Or are you going to pull an all-nighter? Any fun parties out there? Sleepovers? Little wrestling slumber parties? Man, that sounds like a really fun idea. Get some adult beverages, some food, and just pull an all-nighter like we used to do back in college. Those are the days. But like I said at the very beginning of this episode, if you're brand new to the episode, welcome to WellsMania Podcast. I always do my best to put my perspective on what's going on in the wrestling world. I like to bring my charisma, my personality, my upbeat, energetic attitude, and positive outlook on the product that is professional wrestling. We're all a wrestling community. We're all united together at WellsMania. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. Be sure to just tweet away at me. I love engaging with you all out there. WellsManiacs, brother. I do want to give some love to a couple new listeners. First and foremost, my friend Sean Small. He's a good friend of mine. He has been doing a good job of being my kind of like my Paul Heyman. He's like my advocate, and he's been plugging away my podcast, and he's got me a lot of new listeners. So thank you, Sean. I appreciate you, brother, and all of the people that you have introduced me to. Welcome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And on the Twitter, we got Jake Sinholes. And if I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry, brother. That's at Sinholes on Sport. You could follow him there on the Twitter. He tweeted at me, this was really awesome. I really appreciate this tweet. Checked out your podcast, episode 6, for the first time and really enjoyed it, man. The production is great and you are very entertaining. Plus, a Charlotte Flair custom intro? Impressive. I'll definitely be listening regularly now. And he was mentioning the top 5 wrestlers on the past episode because on episode 6, I asked you all to tweet at me your top 5 most wanted wrestlers that you want to meet. And he gave me his 5, Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, The Rock, and Alexa Bliss. he also took it one step and gave me Edge for 6. So thank you so much, Jake. I appreciate you. That comment totally made my day, and it just makes me feel like people are actually listening to me out there. So thank you. I appreciate you so much, and hopefully you enjoy episode 7 right here on YouTube. Also, Superfan Beardy, man. I got to give Superfan Beardy some love. This dude is a diehard fan all the way over in the UK. I got a fan over in the UK, so you know what that means? WellsMania is global, intercontinental, worldwide. Thank you, Superfan Beardy. I appreciate you so much for tuning in all the way across the pond. And speaking of international fans, I'm really hyped for you guys because a lot of you will be watching WWE Super Show-Down at a normal, decent time, your time. Whereas over here, our time in the States, at least in Indiana, it's going to be super early Saturday morning, but I'm ready. So I just wanted to give the love and the rub to Jake and Superfan Beardy and Sean Small. Thank you all so much for the love and the rub. And if you don't know what the word or the phrase, the rub, if giving someone the rub, well, I'm glad you asked because it's time for another edition of Basic Wrestlingnomics. So, you want to know wrestling? Basic Wrestlingnomics. This is Basic Wrestlingnomics. Basic Wrestlingnomics. WellsMania is going to educate you. Yeah, so in the wrestling world, whenever you hear somebody say rub, it means giving that person love, elevating that person to another level, appreciating that person. Giving them the rub means showing them the love. So that's a good way to remember it out there in case you didn't know what that meant. Hopefully right here on episode 7, now you do. So, I love that. I love that. It's just because I said this on episode 6 and I'll say it on episode 7. I don't realize how intelligent I am when it comes to professional wrestling because it all comes, kind of just natural to me. I've been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old. So here I am, usually dropping probably 15 to 20 wrestling references a day, and sometimes people get it. Most of the time, people don't. So I always feel like it's like I always need to explain myself to people who look at me and are like, I have no idea what you just said. What does that even mean? So that's where I came up with the idea for Basic Wrestlingnomics. Now, before I dive into my WWE Super Show-Down predictions, thoughts, and whatnot, let's see what's going on in the Wrestle with This world. WellsMania presents It's Time to Wrestle with This. Oh, yeah. If you do not know by now, WWT Wrestle with This is only the most popular YouTube wrestling show in the entire world. Go to YouTube. Well, you're already on YouTube, but when you're done listening to episode 7 of WellsMania podcast, go to Wrestle with This, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy. Wrestle with This, a character-driven comedy wrestling reality show. And there's a big match coming up. A mega match coming up this Sunday. You have all been waiting for it. You've been mega patient. The clash of two WWT Titans on Showcase episode number 5. It'll be Jackson Rathbone versus this guy, Mega! That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am mega honored and mega privileged to be joined right now live in the WellsMania studio by WWT Superstar Mega Mondo. Welcome, Mega! This is Mega Mondo, and I am the most mega superstar on the WWT roster. And every single time I'm here, this podcast becomes too damn mega! That's right, Mega Mondo. Listen, I appreciate you. You've got a mega fight coming up this Sunday against Jackson Rathbone. Let me tell you something about Jackson Rathbone. Cut my music. Jackson Rathbone, you can run, you can hide, but sooner or later, you will have to fight me inside the Smash Mouth Arena, and that time is Sunday. That's right, you've got a big match at Showcase number 5 against Jackson Rathbone. The stipulation is, there's 2 stipulations. Do you want me to tell the listeners? Or Mega Mondo doesn't need Mondo Juice to beat Jackson Rathbone. And listen, the other stipulation is, the winner of this match will go on to Super Stampede this fall, coming this mega fall to take on Justin Kyle. That's right, Mega Mondo. So not only will you not be allowed to have the Mondo Juice with you at all at any point in this match, the winner of this match will go on to take on Justin Kyle at Super Stampede. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead. I don't want you to overlook your opponent's son. Mega Mondo never overlooks his opponent. Mega Mondo is ready for anybody at any given time. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 WWT superstar or 2 WWT superstars, because like I did Giggles and Twinkles, Twinkles and Giggles, Mega Mondo will take everybody on. Wow. Powerful statement there, Mega Mondo. Now, I'm really looking forward to your match with Jackson Rathbone. I think it's going to be a mega physical, mega just brutal match. How have you been training for this match? Like, what's going through your mind in preparation for the physicality that you're about to take on Sunday? Mega Mondo always trains balls to the walls. Mega Mondo is always ready for a fight. Mega Mondo is ready for whatever Jackson Rathbone has planned for me inside the Smash Mouth Arena. Mega Mondo versus Jackson Rathbone this Sunday on YouTube. Wrestle with this, Showcase number 5, Mega Mondo. I'd wish you mega good luck, but you don't need it. Mega Mondo never needs luck. Mega Mondo is mega every day. And Jackson Rathbone at Showcase number 5, I'm gonna show the whole world that Mega Mondo doesn't need the Mondo Juice, and I am too damn mega! Wow. All right. So every time Mega Mondo is around me, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get into the Smash Mouth Arena and battle it out with whoever wants to take on WellsMania. Maybe we could set that up. WellsMania versus, I don't know, somebody. But anyways, Jackson Rathbone versus Mega Mondo this Sunday on YouTube. Wrestle with this. That was Mega Mondo, and you can follow him on Twitter at 2DamnMega. That's TOODAMNMEGA. And also, you heard him talk about, you also heard me talk about the Super Stampede. It is the WWT next major event that will be taking place later this fall. So make sure you follow Wrestle With This on Twitter at SmashMouthWWT and like them on Facebook at Wrestle With This. All right, so hopefully you'll tune into that. But now, The moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to break down WWE Super Show-Down. This, the official theme song for WWE Super Show-Down. It's called Monster by Hands Like Houses. WWE Super Show-Down, the biggest WWE live event ever in Australia. And like I said, it takes place at 5 a.m. Saturday morning, October 6th, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, or as the Aussies call it, the MCG. And I'm going to go through the entire card and give you my predictions, thoughts, and whatnot. And I said earlier, this show, it really does have a super, pun intended, feel to it. I'm really looking forward to this event. I think it has potential to be one of the candidates for pay-per-view of the year. That's how hyped I am. So, in no particular order, I'm just going to run through the card here. And also on Twitter, at WellsMania. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you are now tuning in, welcome to episode 7 of WellsMania podcast on YouTube. About to dive into my WWE Super Show-Down picks. And I tweeted out polls of all the matches, and you all out there, thank you all so much for participating in my Twitter polls. And I will also reveal the percentage of what the fans think is going to happen along with my predictions. So the first match we have is WWE Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy. Yeah, buddy! These two have been putting on a phenomenal feud on 205 Live. And I think that it's time for a new Cruiserweight champion. I'm going with Buddy Murphy to defeat Cedric Alexander. 69% of you agree with me. 69% of you on Twitter have Buddy Murphy winning. And 31% of you have Cedric Alexander retaining. But I'm going with, yeah, buddy! Buddy Murphy, your new Cruiserweight champion. Also, Buddy Murphy is from Melbourne, Australia. So to win the title in his home country, it only makes sense. That's what I'm rolling with. Now, the next match is a women's tag team match. Asuka and Naomi will take on the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, who are also from Australia. They're from Sydney, Australia. So we've got a little home country advantage here for Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics. And guess what? I'm picking them to win. I think the Iconics are going to defeat Asuka and Naomi. 56% of you agree with me. 56% of you have the Iconics winning. 44% have Asuka and Naomi winning. The next match is for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. The New Day take on The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Now, I have been going back and forth with my prediction on this match because the New Day are 5-time WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and I think that they're going to lose to The Bar. I have The Bar leaving Australia, the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. 40% of you agree with me, whereas 60% of you think the New Day will retain. The next match is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. And I'm looking forward to this match. I love this feud. I really do. The Miz has completely dominated and owned this feud. And by the way, next Tuesday, The Miz will be in Indianapolis because SmackDown Live is coming to my home city of Indianapolis, Indiana at Bankers Life Fieldhouse next Tuesday night. SmackDown Live rolls into my city, and I've got a big announcement that I'll make later on here right here on episode 7 of WellsMania Podcast. I'll get to that here in a few, but I want to let everyone out there know that at Cricket Wireless on US 31 at 11 a.m., The Miz will be making a awesome appearance at Cricket Wireless from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. If you've ever wanted to meet The Miz, now's your time for a little meet and greet with The Miz, and it will be awesome. And yes, WellsMania will be there. So if you see me at Cricket Wireless and you recognize me, don't hesitate to come up to me and introduce yourself. Maybe you're a fan of the show. Maybe you're a fan of me. Maybe you want to get a picture with WellsMania. Maybe an autograph. Let's face it, you don't want any of that stuff. But if you do, I will not say no. So The Miz will be at Cricket Wireless on US 31 in Greenwood, Indiana, right next to City Barbecue, the best damn barbecue restaurant on the planet. City Barbecue. Oh my goodness. You know what? I might try to reach out to City Barbecue, see if they'll become a sponsor for the WellsMania podcast, because let's face it, I am the City Barbecue brand ambassador on Twitter. I love you, City Barbecue. And by the way, you will too. So go to City Barbecue, tell them the Cornbread Crusher sent you, and you will not be disappointed in the deliciousness that is City Barbecue. Now, Daniel Bryan, I have him defeating The Miz, and 75% of you agree with me. I think the payoff is coming right here in Australia. Daniel Bryan will finally get that win over The Miz that he has been clamoring for. 25% of you think The Miz will beat Daniel Bryan. The next match is the match that I'm looking forward to the most, because my boy, John Cena, makes his return on TV in the ring. He teams up with Bobby Lashley, and they're taking on Kevin Owens and Elias. Boo! How about some heat? Kevin Owens and Elias this past Monday night were in Seattle, and, well,
doesn't make sense, you know. It's like having a basketball team in Seattle.
Listen to that reaction. Elias getting booed out of the arena, the Key Arena. Former home of the Seattle Supersonics, by the way. Incredible. Incredible heat from the Seattle crowd.
Listen to the roar of this crowd.
No respect for Detlef Shrimp.
Ooh, Renee, nice reference. So that went on and on and on and on for that entire segment. Elias getting some heat. By the way, the NBA really needs to bring back the Seattle Supersonics. Hashtag bring the Sonics back. And tweet at NBA with that hashtag. Let our voices be heard. I grew up a huge Seattle Supersonics fan, so that one hit me. That one hit hard. I was booing right along with the Seattle crowd, right at Elias for that comment. And by the way, John Cena and Bobby Lashley are going to dominate Kevin Owens and Elias, and 100% of you agree with me. The next match is a match that I am looking forward to, I would say, probably the most, because it is WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus friend of the WellsMania podcast, Charlotte Flair. Woo! Listen, I think that this match has a couple different ways it could go. I really think that the prediction that I'm going to go with is I think Becky Lynch is going to retain. Becky Lynch has been excelling as heel Becky Lynch, heel last kicker. She's a heel. I think Becky Lynch is going to defeat Charlotte Flair, but I also could see this match ending in a no contest, a double count out. I think that Becky will retain the title regardless of the outcome, but Becky Lynch is winning this match. That's my prediction, and 86% of you agree with me. 14% of you have Charlotte Flair winning, and I think that Becky wins, and then Charlotte will defeat Becky at Evolution later this month to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. So that's why I have Becky Lynch retaining the title here in Australia and then dropping it at Evolution to Charlotte Flair. The next match is Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion. She's teaming up with Nikki and Brie, the Bella Twins, and they're taking on the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan. 50% of you have Rousey and the Bellas winning, and 50% of you have the Riot Squad winning. So, WellsMania, the tiebreaker, I'm going with Rousey and the Bellas to win this match, only for Nikki to turn on Rousey after the match during the celebration, thus setting up Ronda Rousey defending her Raw Women's title against Nikki Bella at WWE Evolution later this month. Book it. That's the way it's going down. The next match is WWE Champion AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I have been enjoying this feud. I've said this time and time again. I've tweeted it time and time again. This feud reminds me of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brian Pillman from back in the day. Now, I've got some breaking news. Well, if you follow me on Twitter, I've already announced it on there. But in case you haven't seen it and you're just hearing this for the first time, next Tuesday, SmackDown Live is coming to Indianapolis. I said that earlier, but I will have the opportunity to interview Samoa Joe on Tony Katz in the Morning News at 7:45 a.m. Tuesday, October 9th, 93 WIBC, 93.1 on your radio dials. You do not want to miss that. WellsMania sitting down, interviewing Samoa Joe. I've got some questions that I want to ask him. And if you want me to ask him any questions from you, tweet at WellsMania. Let me know what you want me to ask Samoa Joe. Maybe I will read one of those tweets from you to Samoa Joe, giving you the rub. See, it all comes full circle here on WellsMania Podcast, but I'm really looking forward to interviewing Samoa Joe and hearing what he has to say, because I actually have Samoa Joe winning this match. I think Samoa Joe is going to become the new WWE champion, and if that happens during our interview, maybe he'll bring the title in studio, and maybe, just maybe, he'll allow me to wear it on my shoulder in the picture that I plan on taking with Samoa Joe. I will tweet that at WellsMania. So next Tuesday morning at 7:45 in the morning on 93.1 WIBC, tune in to Tony Katz in the Morning News. I will be interviewing Samoa Joe. Now, 44% of you agree with me having Joe winning this match, but 56% of you think that AJ will retain the WWE title. That I'm really excited, by the way. I'm really excited to sit down and pick the brain of Samoa Joe. I've got some really cool questions that I want to ask him, and I want to get down to the bottom of this whole going to AJ Styles' house. We'll get into that next Tuesday morning. The next match is The Shield, Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield versus the Dogs of War, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. A lot of the attention has been on, will Dean Ambrose turn on his brotherhood and align with the Dogs of War? I don't think so. I think the Shield will win this match. I think it'll be Braun Strowman who has enough of Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre calling them the weak links, and he leaves, and this stable is done. 17% of you have Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre winning, and then 83% of you agree with me. The Shield wins this match. I guess the production team is telling me to go to the main event. The Undertaker versus Triple H. This is, in my opinion, the main event for WWE Super Show-Down. Kane. My God, it's Kane. My God, it's Kane. Kane. Kane will be in The Undertaker's corner, and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, will be in Triple H's corner. This is gonna be good. And I am going to pick The Undertaker to defeat Triple H because we are not through with this. End of the Attitude Era, not just yet. Because I predict at Crown Jewel, it will be Triple H and Kane versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a tag team match. And we're going to get that set up here in Melbourne, Australia. I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my predictions for WWE Super Show-Down. Tweet at WellsMania. Let me know your predictions. And I hope you wake up if you go to sleep the night before. 5 a.m. will come fast. Thank you all so much for tuning in to episode 7 of WellsMania Podcast. Like I said, follow me on Twitter at WellsMania. Like me on Facebook at WellsMania. Subscribe to my podcast right here on YouTube at WellsMania. Oh, I can't forget the gram. I do it for the gram at WellsMania. Follow me on there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy WWE Super Show-Down. Until next episode, take care and dominate the day! Be sure to subscribe to my broskies, Zack, Ryder, and Curt Hawkins podcast on iTunes. It is called The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, they discuss wrestling figures in their weekly podcast every Friday, and you can subscribe to it on iTunes. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Woo, woo, woo. You know it.